Hey guys, my name is Jordy with Selah Homestead, and my friend Aaron from Guidro's Family Farm has been after me to start a YouTube channel and record the things that are going on here in our homestead. So today, I'm going to take you on a tour of our garden. Here we have some sunflowers that we planted about a month ago. Interestingly, we planted them all at the same time, yet they all decided to germinate and grow at different rates. But we have these sunflowers going, and I just planted some cowpea seeds alongside each of the plants so that as they grow, they can the cowpeas can grow up along the stalk of the sunflower plants. Here we have some grow bags, and I started with all carrots here, but they were old seeds that we had in our freezer, and a couple of them didn't really do well. You can see we have a few growing there, and actually I think what was growing here is now gone. So I had multiple zucchini plants with no place to put them, so I just threw them in these grow bags. But these carrots seem to be doing well. So earlier last week I thinned them out about 1 to 2 inches apart, and this is what we've got going now. And then here are some flowers from seed, and I don't remember exactly what I planted here, but I only did these just 4 days ago, and we've already got some growth coming. So excited about that. Now we have 6 beds that we made with cinder blocks. Now we started these gardens probably about 4 years ago, but this is the first year that we really put any effort into it. So we're excited about what's coming. Definitely need to do some weeding. We're constantly weeding, even with laying down the fabric. But here we have 6, I believe those are Black Beauty eggplants, and 6 green bell pepper plants. Here I have 2 zucchini plants that we had bought as starts from a local nursery, and these are doing well. And these 3 are zucchini plants that I had planted a little later from seed. And then these are green beans. I believe they were rattlesnake green beans that are going to grow up this trellis. So these trellises are 16-foot cattle panels that we ran across. Now look, we're experimenting this year. I really don't know what I'm doing except for things that I've seen on YouTube. So I have beans on this side, as well as a couple bean plants on this side, and they're gonna grow up the same trellis. I'm not sure if that's a bad move or not, but we're gonna see. Also here we have corn, yellow sweet corn, and a couple zucchini plants just because I had nowhere else to put them. I also planted the cowpeas here a few days ago, one along each of the corn stalks, so that they can grow up together as well, and that the cowpeas can climb up the stalks. All right, we've got more beans, but these are the yard-long beans, which we planted a few years ago and did really great, and we really enjoyed them. So we're gonna try those again, along with 8 of the white scallop squash. Really excited about those. Actually, let's see, I was watering earlier and was really excited to see this. Also been seeing a couple bees, so we're hoping that we have some really good pollinating going on. So in these next 2 beds, in the 4 corners, we have yellow squash plants on each of the 4 corners. And here, I forget the name of it, but it's a gourd that grows like 6 to 7 feet long, which is kind of cool. Kind of just doing it because it looks cool, but that's gonna climb up here. Again, I planted beans on one side and gourd on the other. Really not sure if I'm gonna regret that later, but as that grows up the trellis, the fruit will hang down, and I'm bound to let at least one grow to 6 to 7 feet just because it's cool. And but they say that cutting them and eating them at 2 to 3 feet is like where the sweet spot is. So most of them will be cut to be able to be used for food. And then here I have some Boston pickling cucumbers because we just want to do some pickles this year. So that'll, again, we'll see, because on this side I have some burpless cucumbers. And when my dad was looking at this, he says, you kind of got a lot there in one spot. So we'll see what happens as they both grow and come together to form a jungle of cucumbers. Again, this is our learning year. And then we've got the 4 yellow squash and 2 more zucchini plants because I went wild with seeds. And here we just planted this about a week and a half ago. I put this trellis up with cattle panel and 7-foot T-posts, and these are muscadine plants. So bought these at Lowe's, this one. And this one, sorry if the wind is making a lot of noise, but so these 2 muscadine plants are gonna grow up. But we also bought this one at Tractor Supply, and this one at Tractor Supply. So we're gonna let it go and just see what happens. All the leaves turned brown and fell off within 2 days of planting it. So we'll see what goes on there. There's our compost pile. This again is something that I've only started taking serious this year, but something we've been doing for a long time now. So we'll see if we can get some good compost for next planting season. Now I did this year. So this is Liberty. Hey Liberty. So Liberty lives here in this fenced off section, but all along the fence we had a bunch of cinder blocks left over because there used to be 6 more 4x8 beds here, and we took those down a couple years ago. So instead of putting the 6 beds back, I did one long bed across. So I'll show you what we got planted here. So these are more sunflowers with cowpeas planted alongside of them. I'm really excited to see if this works, and I'm really hoping that the cowpeas don't outgrow the sunflowers. I waited about a month before planting the cowpeas after we planted the sunflowers. All right, so this is a funny story here. So I really wanted to do wheat because we do a lot of bread here, and I was like, wouldn't it be cool if we can grow our own wheat and make our bread out of it, because we have a grain mill. So as I began planting earlier, about a month and a half ago, the plan was to grow wheat from here all the way to here. And when I got to this point, I was like, I didn't look at the temperatures, so let me check that out. And the ideal temperatures was, I believe, between 40 and 60 degrees, and we're in zone 9B, and pretty soon temperatures are gonna be over 90 here. So I don't expect this to last very long. And actually, if I get something that I need the space for, I'm just gonna pull this. And then we have more eggplant. It's a good thing we like eggplant because I kind of went crazy with it. So we have the Shaku eggplant, which makes a long, skinny eggplant. And I've got these 2 here, and then one random Black Beauty that I planted from seed. So I've done multiple from seeds, and this is the only one that actually made it. The rest are things that I got at a local nursery. And these are Shaku again. I assume I'm pronouncing that right, but not sure. Now, mixed in, we have different flowers, some zinnias and marigolds that we've planted. This is a cherry tomato plant that my neighbor gave me. And then these are Louisiana green eggplant. So I was at the nursery, and when I was checking out, the guy there said, oh, you should really try these. So the next time I went, they had some, and so I picked up a tray. I'll show you the 4th one in a bit. And these are more rattlesnake beans. We planted a ton, and we actually didn't get all of them in the ground. Some of them went to a friend of mine. These are more cherry tomato plants from a friend of mine. More beans, more cherry tomatoes. And then when I planted this, I didn't label anything, and I thought for sure I'd remember, and of course I don't. But I believe within this is mixed beefsteak, tomatoes, and I'm not quite sure what else here. This, I believe, is a carbon tomato. And then these I actually did mark. So these are Cherokee purples, along with some purple basil. And this is a black creme. And that may be another carbon, not sure. Next year I'm gonna do a lot better job of labeling these things. Okay, so here's an overview look of the garden. And now we're gonna go check out that center bed. So this center bed was put here. We built this, I believe, around the time my first daughter was born. So we're looking at about 8 years this has been here. And the soil in here over the years has been great. This is a bed that we have consistently planted in every year. So while these have gotten neglected, this one, at least somewhat, has been taken care of. So here we have, I'm really not quite sure where this random egg came from. But anyway, here we have jalapeno plants. And let me show you the first fruit in our garden of the season that I'm pretty pumped up about are these jalapenos. These are some marigolds that we picked up from our local nursery. We have 2 bell pepper plants, and this is a black beauty, and this is another one of those Louisiana green eggplants. Now I really wanted to check out and do a little experiment to see what would grow better where. So I did these bell peppers here in this garden, and these are from the same batch. And what's interesting is that our peppers have done a ton better here, but our eggplant has actually done better in the bed. And when I say better, like way better. Check this out compared to this, which has flowers growing. So we're really looking forward to some eggplants soon. And these are tomato plants. These were the first tomato plants that I planted this season. I'm really looking forward to those as well. This one is not looking so great. So I have one on deck to take its spot if we need to, but we're gonna try to see if we can save it. This one is looking a little better. It kind of looked the same about a week ago, so hopefully the other one can recover as well. And this is some volunteer basil that actually grew on the other side of the bed that I pulled up and placed amongst the tomatoes. So I've been looking a lot into companion planting, and marigolds and basil seem to be great around tomato plants. So we're trying that out. We'll see how it goes. This has been our green onion spot for 8 years. So we always have fresh green onions. I actually chopped these to the ground and freeze dried everything I had probably about 3 to 4 weeks ago. And already it is ready to be cut down again. This is where I did a lot of my seed starts. And this is that tomato plant I was telling you about. That's on deck in case we need to replace. And these are some volunteer beans. I actually have no idea what kind of beans these are, but we discovered these just about a week ago. So staked them up and we'll see how they go. Again, this bed is just kind of a mess, but we have a cherry tomato plant, and then I just planted in 3 more. And then these are all different flowers, so zinnias and marigolds and cosmos and not sure what else, as well as a bunch of volunteer basil. So this basil plant we planted this year, and as you can see, we've got volunteer basil here and here and there and there and there. So pretty soon, oh look, there's another. Pretty soon I'll be taking these and try and plant them across amongst those, and possibly even amongst some of those tomato plants as well. And then this is my rosemary plant that's been here for years, and I've maybe used it twice. I'm really not sure what to do with rosemary, so if you have any ideas or great recipes, things to do with rosemary, hit me up, please. So now let's look at the plants, the trees. So we had a citrus problem earlier this year. So I planted citrus trees, I guess about 2 to 3 years ago, and we were noticing there were just thorns all over it. So as I began to research, which I should have done years ago, on how to take care of these plants, was that a lot of the growth was coming from underneath the graft. So I had an arborist friend of mine come and look, and he said, look, all these trees are really not any good, so pull them up and replace them. So here we've got a lemon. It's a Lisbon lemon. And we have a Washington navel here. And then just for fun, we've got 2 miracle fruits. If you're not familiar with what miracle fruits are, they make these little berries that when you eat them for about like 30 to 40 minutes, anything sour that you eat tastes sweet. Any kind of fruit that you were to eat that was really just didn't have much sweetness or flavor to it would be like just taste sweet and like it was super ripe. So it's fun. So we're gonna try it out. We'll see if it grows. Okay, so that's all the plants. Here are the girls. So this coop here has probably been here for about 7 years. Actually, this may be 8, and this might have been the year before Cadence was born. So this bed may be 9 years old. But buff Orpingtons are our favorite. So here are the buffs. We have 1 rooster, and the rest are hens, and we love the girls. And in this area here, I have a little bit of lettuce that's growing that I'm gonna cut young, and was trying to do some strawberries in here, but it's really not going the greatest. So we'll see what happens, and we've already pulled a few that have died, and we may try doing more strawberries in some of the grow bags later. And then these are some seed starts as well. This is some more purple basil and dill that we have going, and still 2 more zucchini plants that I just have no idea where to put them. And then these are some oak logs that I had picked up from on the side of the street earlier, actually yesterday, that I'm gonna use to try my hand at planting shiitake mushrooms. Really excited about that. And these are some American breast chicks that are about 4 weeks old now. These have quickly become our favorite meat chickens. We're not so much of a fan of the Cornish cross, but we love us some American breast. And then on the other side of what we call the barn is our rabbits and our American breast chickens. So we're really excited about what this year's gonna bring. And speaking of Aaron, this is Aaron now.
Hey guys.
With Guidro's Family Farm. He's coming actually to pick up this bee box and gonna be setting me up with some bees so that we can get some pollinators going in this garden. But be sure to check out his channel, Guidro's Family Farm. That's Guidroz Family Farm. So thank you guys for hanging out with me for a little bit, checking out the garden, and we'll see you next time.